Dan, first time I've had a chance to talk to you on camera since Melbourne. Um, yeah, everything happened perfectly over there. I'd like to talk a little bit about before you went, because the thing that I was so impressed with and amazed, and I think a few of your fans are probably amazed with, your demeanour before the fights. And I can remember the big workout here, everybody was all pumped up, and I managed to catch you getting out the door, going to a fight show where you had 3 fighters on. You seem to be able to take everything in your stride, and you don't let fight days get to you at all.
Nah, I don't know. It's I think that's me operating at excitement level. I think that's just me. I'm a hard man to get up, you know. I kind of took that whole thing in the stride with Melbourne and all the people, and I just like to play it as it comes and see how it turns out. And I even surprised myself how calm and controlled it all was, because I knew 57,000 people, you could hear them backstage warming up, and I was even within myself like surprisingly relaxed. But I think it was due to just the experience, you know, so many times before, 12 UFC fights before that, so I've been through it so many times that it was bigger, yes, but all of that had prepared me for it, and I just felt like it was all very deserved, you know, being the co-main event and the opportunity like that. Like, it was all very warranted and it was all very deserved. It's not like, I feel like I would get nervous if I was kind of thrust into something I wasn't prepared for, or something I thought was too soon, but I felt like I earned that position rather than had just been given it for the sake.
And the thing about keeping everything as normal as possible around it, because, you know, I know Eugene was pretty worried about when you were going to start a gym that it may interfere with it. Do you think it just keeps you on that level, and the fact that you had your family over there as well, everything was just on a level play, you know, like right through?
Yeah, like that's my celebration. Like when it comes to fighting, is the actual fight to me. Is the getting to go out there and to fight and compete. And that moment is what it is all for. Is what all the hard training is for. Like that's my party. You know, that's everyone. I can't wait to get this out of the way. Go to the after party and go on holiday and things like that. Like that, once the fight passes, I kind of get like a mini depression. I get like it's gone now, I'm going to have to wait for another one. That's my party, that's my holiday, that's my after party, that's what I live for, is that moment when I get to go out there and get in that cage and compete. So that's why I feel so comfortable, because my whole life is directed to that moment. And it's the same with coaching. Like, that's what we all do, is for that moment when we're in there. Like, I don't care about what happens after or what I get from it or any kind of reward. It's that moment, it's the fight. Like, that's truly like what the excitement and the passion is about.
And you think that's why you've taken on to the training, because you can have that buzz more times than just waiting in between fights. You can get a little bit of that when one of your fighters steps in the cage.
Yeah, I get just as excited for, you know, when my guys fight as when I fight. Like that, whether we're there just down the road at the ABA with a couple hundred people or 57,000 people and I'm fighting, I swear, like it's the same feeling. Like it's the same level of excitement. It's not like you fight at the ABA in front of a couple hundred people and you're at, oh no, this is going to be a 3 out of 10. Oh, 57,000 people. Oh, this is a 10 out of 10 excitement. Like, it's the same. Like, it's the same exact level of excitement in comparison. So yeah, I think maybe that's why I didn't get into coaching, so I could just have that moment so much more regularly and more often. Because man, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like there going out, putting everything on the line, getting in a fight. Win, loss, like just the experience is just uncomparable.
I just want to digress a little bit because a couple of weeks ago you did have a fighter at the ABA who got caught, and the ref looked like he was going to let the fight go on, and I thought you did a fantastic thing. You threw that towel in, and I think the boy would have been in danger if he had kept on fighting.
That game. Whoa! Well, I'll tell you what, that was a cracker. I don't know if there must be knees to the head. I don't know if it was a modified tie or what it was.
He's not happy.
No, he was caught. He's trying to take the gloves off. He's not sure where he is.
No, he's out.
Yeah. He says he's okay. No, he's going to throw the towel in, there's Dan Hooker. Yeah. I think it's a good call because he was taking the gloves off. He thought that it was a training and he was all over, Yeah, he didn't know where he was.
The right thing there.
Yeah, I saw the strike. I saw the way he went down. I had no intention of letting him continue. From just the way he went down was like at that level when they're a handful of fights in, like they're not getting paid. Like there's nothing really on the line. Like I wouldn't. It's not time. It's not time to show how tough you are or anything like that. Like I know they'll get up and continue fighting. That's like irrelevant, I always intended just from the knockdown to get in there and stop that fight. I fought the referee and I saw him as tie and I was like, I'll tell it up. But yeah, fight to live another day. Like he doesn't need to show me how tough he is. I know he's tough. I see it in the gym. I see it in the gym a lot every day. On to the next one.
Getting back to Melbourne now, I know every fighter that goes out of here goes into the cage with plan A, B, C and D. You didn't need any of those, you just used plan A and it worked perfectly. And Eugene has usually got comments, oh yeah, it was a great fight, but with this fight he had he couldn't change anything. Did you feel the same way?
Like yeah, we did plan A and it all went there and it all went pretty smoothly. It went out without a hitch. Yeah, that's how Twist and Eugene kind of told me the fight will play out. I just followed their instructions, stay composed, and it all went to plan. But yeah, it was a new feeling for me being in a third round and having won the first 2 rounds. That's something I'd never experienced before. So it was a bit of I was standing there like, what do I do now? Went forward, like tried to hit him a few times. He still had some power, and I was like, "That's right. It's your job to come now. It's your job. You got to put the pressure on. You got to try and get me out." And, he was smart though. He didn't he was coming forward, but he wasn't doing anything crazy, and he never exposed anything. He knew the situation he was in, and he wasn't prepared to kind of go out on the shield, which is. He's a smart guy, credit to him.
Dan, you're giving some lessons here at Winter Warrior, and in Melbourne it looked like you were giving a lesson as well. What was it that just worked so well on that night?
Do you mean my fight specifically, or do you mean the night? Night?
I've seen a lot of your fights, but you're against one of the best fighters in the world, and you made him look like he was one of these guys here. Everything he thought of, you were a step ahead, and your timing and your distance, everything was just so perfect.
Yeah, that's like the funny thing about the sport. Like it's hard to tell how specific styles match up. Like there are probably some things he thought he was better than me at. you know, and it's not until you get in there until you actually realize, because there's so many options in MMA, like there's so many different things that there's only a certain amount of time that a fighter has to work on things specifically. So it's like getting it when you get in there and you realize like, oh, that's better than I thought it was, or oh, this takedown's not as good as I thought it was. So it's, yeah, you just don't know till you get in there how everything stacks up. But it's just styles, I guess. It's just the style of fighter, style of technique, style of where they come from, their background, you know, what got them to that position.
So you didn't feel any better, sharper, anything than any other time? It was just the style.
No, that's just progression as well. Like I feel like I'm always progressing, I'm always improving, and things are starting to come together. In my plan of where my game is and where my game's going, like I'm getting there. I still think I'm average. I'm about here. I'm average, but I'm getting there.
Well,
I'm average. I'm going to good.
It's not a bad average when you're like maybe 1 or 2 fights away from the title shot.
Yeah. I feel like I have a long way to go. I feel like I got another 10 years, you know. I have to think about the progression of where that's going.
We move on to next year, 2020, and Auckland. Have you got any opponent yet, or is it?
Nah, it's quite easy to play dumb when you're actually done with the whole thing. Because I had reporters messaging me Sunday night, being like, "Oh, Dan, when can we have you on in the morning to talk about the press release?" I go, "What press release?" And they're like, "Oh, come on, Dan, like we know you know. And I was like, "Nah, actually, can you tell me what's going on?" They're like, "The UFC, Auckland, it's getting announced tomorrow morning." I was like, "Oh, like when? Cool. When's it getting released?" "Oh, 23rd. Oh, that's awesome." They're like, "Do you actually not know?" I was like, "You think the UFC is gonna call me in advance and give me a heads up?" Like I announced the damn show when I heard a rumor, and then I get on the microphone and announce the whole damn show. So I'm like, the UFC, they're not going to give me any heads up, I can guarantee that. But in terms of an opponent, yeah, it's just going to be wait and see. Now that the show is set, like I will be fighting, so you know, how that all plays out, main event, co-main event, who it is, what name, higher rank, lower rank. Yeah, I'm in the same position as everyone else, where I'm waiting to see which name shows up.
Oh well, the whole world's waiting to see that, mate. So we'll catch up with you a bit closer to time.